That keeps on giving. I would say gives coal instead of any other gift. FTX, once known as the world's largest crypto exchange, declared bankruptcy last week, lunging the crypto market into chaos and led to billions in liquidations. It was a wild week. To make matters worse, over the weekend, unauthorized transactions or a hack resulted in the outflow of around $600 million from the platform. Additionally, it was reported by Bloomberg Opinion that FTX's sister company, Alameda, the arm of the company responsible for strategic investments, was ran by his friends and roommates in the Bahamas, leading to more questions. So
oh my goodness, this is Fyre Fest, but in a different
way.
It's
some of it was even reported that these people, these roommates, these co-workers were actually dating. So there's like so much happening there that's like very questionable. Michael Lewis, known for writing The Big Short, was reportedly following the CEO of FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, around on his day-to-day life and is already working on selling movie rights on this horrifying story. So that's the man already writing this. He's been following him around and just documenting everything. It's a wild, very unfortunate story for many people holding funds with this platform. You can't access those funds if you still have funds there. The bankruptcy is proceeding. It's going to be a long time before anyone sees anything from that.
Over.
Tom Brady. I think of Tom Brady.
You can't feel bad for the man because he's already so rich.
Sure.
But still, like,
but to put
he's gonna be fine.
That much money?
Yeah, but you shouldn't like all eggs in one basket. Especially if you have that much money. There's so many people who tell you do not do that. I mean, obviously someone with $600 million, I know. No, but I mean, like, that's the dumbest, like, it's on him. And he's going to be able to make more money a lot easier. What I feel bad for are the people who got caught up with this because they saw the commercials and they fell victim to basically all of the, like, the mob mentality.
I do still have it, just a portion of it. Yeah, I'll bring it up right
It's crazy, and I wanted to ask you, Robert, like one of the things that I read, because I read a lot about it over the weekend because it's just so fascinating, is that this guy was kind of the antithesis of the regular Bitcoin bro, the Sam Bankman-Fried guy, because he was like, no,
Sorry, keep going, yes.
He was like, no, I'm more altruistic, and I don't think that this is something that you should be leveraging yourself into and making a ton of money. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is the future. He talked about it in the same sort of fundamental way that you talk about it, and I just wonder what that means going forward for anybody else who's sort of like a whale, if you will, in the crypto space.
That every other crypto coin is apparently phooey. Anything that's not Bitcoin, my mic's a little loud.
Does that include Ethereum and Litecoin and all these other ones as well?
Ethereum is I don't know, man. I honestly can't give a straightforward answer. It's something that I would need more thought to provide into this answer that I just thought about in like this past couple seconds. Yes, but it is. That's my honest
transparency.
Answer.
But
yes.
Everyone with Bitcoin says, like, see, this is why we're the only one that you should deal with.
That it's still around. Even Elon Musk recently came out and said, whatever his opinion's worth, he said that don't worry, Bitcoin will survive. And so I honestly believe him. It survived much worse, arguably. But some people say this is like the worst that we've ever experienced.
I don't know. Is that true? Do you think it's worse? Arguably because, and the reason I ask is because it's all about perception, right? And it's like, if Bitcoin obviously wasn't really involved in this directly, this didn't happen because of Bitcoin, but do average people know that?
I don't know, man. Average people apparently didn't know if it's not your keys, not your coins. I don't know what the average knowledge is. But
this is the problem, right? Because you want this thing to be universally accepted, but these people don't have, it's so difficult to understand any of it. Now these exchanges, which is supposed to make it easy for you and me and any schmo to trade money for coins or whatever, now these things aren't safe because now there's stories about people losing their money. So how can this thing be universally accepted when there's all these problems with it, or these things that like we don't understand?
Okay, I have a one-word answer that I think will be very straightforward.
Okay.
Regulations. And I think regulations is the key to this. Gary Gensler needs to get up off his butt and institute some regulations to prevent anything like this from ever happening again. To put disclaimers on every application that you download, every time you buy crypto, to put a disclaimer there saying if it's not your keys, not your coins, use an external wallet, something that's offline, something that cannot be hacked, something that cannot be withheld from you, something that cannot be withdrawn from you.
Yeah, but
is that equal to a Surgeon General's
money in the
warning?
mattress.
Yeah.
This is money in the mattress.
That's
it's
exactly
like,
right.
It's like people are saying like, we don't trust these banks. We want all our money outside the banks. We don't want, decentralized whatever, but
which is still
you
rings
have
true.
to have, like, you can't, it just doesn't make sense to me that it seems like
there's so
it seems like
many
the song
things,
and dance about Bitcoin is constantly changing on like what it is or what it's supposed to be or how you're supposed to use it and do it. It's just like,
well, you're absolutely right.
Lots of it is the exchanges, though, right? If you take custody of your own assets, which is basically the whole point of cryptocurrency was for you to have complete ownership, complete sovereignty over your own assets. That's what you should be doing.
But the problem is that even if you had actual physical somehow media holding your Bitcoin, it's still like 70%
It's still
worthless
down. Yes,
compared
yes.
to what it was last year. And that's
100%
because the perception of it. And
Has
none of it's
tanked,
real.
yeah.
It's just
Well, the new
everybody's just.
hashtag is Bitcoin is not crypto. Like
Yeah,
they're trying to like
Bro,
change the narrative on
that-
Bitcoin.
That's
Yes,
insanity.
like
Some of that is true though, because lots of these other coins like Luna, like FTT, which is the coin that FTX offered, they just cratered, they just collapsed. Where Bitcoin
Is 70% not a collapse? Is that not cratering?
Facebook, Netflix.
I don't think
Twitter,
that everybody should invest
Snapchat,
in those either.
Coinbase, like there's other companies that
none
actually
of those,
make actual
I
revenue.
understand you, but none of those are trying to come out here and say, Facebook's not like, we're the future of currency. They're like, no, we want to steal your information and sell it to the highest bidder. And they're pretty upfront about like what they do. And I think that it's just like, the thing
That's
that
fair.
scares me is that people just so quickly jumped on board with this thing because it was the hot, cool thing. I was one of them in 2017, and I lost a ton of money doing that. And I
if
just
you would have
worried-
held, you could have made a ton of money.
No, I still wouldn't have made any more
reverse
money.
the same-
I bought it
same-
20,000. It's only what 14,000 now.
these same like crooks are emerging now that is the same problems that like modern banking had. These people out to make a buck
True.
and
100%
exploit people.
That's why you
And
regulate
it's
these
the
people
same
out of the
thing.
industry. I don't know. One thing I will
But
say
that's
to
so
finish this up-
antithetical to what your whole thing is. It's like your whole thing exists decentralized away from even any kind of government existence.
from government control, not
Regulation is government control.
Yes,
Those are the same word.
Well, we could,
You know,
I guess
chat
we
about
could talk
this.
all day, but I really want to
Absolutely.
hear this story.
And I have more to say, absolutely. But I
this
will
is
finish it
something-
off with I did purchase a cold wallet over the weekend.
Good,
And
good.
I transferred all my most of my assets. There's like limitations. So this, and it just made me feel so much better to know that I have my own. I have it in my hand.
Don't lose it.
My assets. If this company goes bankrupt, if that company disappears, my assets will still exist right here. And I thought that was just really cool.
Do they assign you the 24 words?
They assigned me the 24 words. One of them is like mask. The other one is like
No.
race. Like whatever. It's just like
got
weird
two of them.
random
Please
words.
stop.
We got two of them.
First of
We
all.
only need 20
I
left.
can't wait for
22.
Robert to like tattoo them on his body so he doesn't
Did you
forget.
hear him say that earlier?
I was considering this.
No,
yes.
you did?
Yes. And I
Sir.
said somebody could take a picture of your tattoo.
Yeah.
Like, what if you're like,
Yeah, the tattoo artist.
spot, so-
The tattoo artist is gonna post it on
Wait a
his
minute,
hold on.
Instagram.
he gets
Also-
a mirrored image. So that way when
God.
So are you telling me though that all the money that I'm spending on your OnlyFeet and I don't even get to see all of you?
Yeah, no, you won't.
What in the world?
All right.
Well, that's why something like this might be a little more impressive nowadays.